had a really cheesy idea on the way to the job site this morning. Fuck it, let's do it. Previously on the Dan Bull Show. Camera bag is soaked through. My boots are soaked through. Anyways, it's raining. It is not supposed to be raining. Got to get on the road for a date tonight anyhow. Went out last night and it went well. Did not make it back to camp last night. I don't know if I'm relieved or if I fucking am suicidal right now, to be honest with you. I am fucking soaked and I'm covered in burrs, which is fucking sweet. I'm hunting some privileged land this weekend. Probably crashed that chick that I met last weekend. But it's raining. Takes off, jumps on the four-wheeler and rips it away and fucking leaves us. Where we left off is I just got up to the Cadott Stanley area here. I went into town and found a bar and downloaded all the footage and everything onto the laptop from the previous week. And then met that chick out from last weekend out at another bar, and that went until 5 o'clock this morning. So I did not make it out this morning, nor would I have anyhow. It was pouring raining all day. I'm just going to hunt this field edge, see what we see tonight. It's Sunday afternoon and it's raining. It's pretty much sums up this weekend. I just put a trail cam out on this little island of woods that I was running a camera on last year that I thought the batteries had died, but it turns out one of the relatives that was running the farm saw the trail cam on the field edge and didn't know it was mine, and he took it. So hopefully I get that back from him someday. But I put a new one up in the place of the old one. So last night up by Cadott, saw a mess of does. I don't know, 8 or 9 of them. Kind of lost track. Had them running around right underneath my stand. Had some fawns running around. And it was raining up there a lot this weekend. So it was raining when I left there. So I shot back down to Adams County. I wanted to get a little bit closer to home for Sunday night's hunt. So I'm just walking into the woods right now. So I'm gonna go set up and we'll see what we see tonight, and then shoot back home for work tomorrow. kind of busting ass right now. Trying to hurry up and get back. Got kind of a long walk. I'm hunting one of the local swamps here in Racine County. So my plan is to set up in a tree I've never set up in before, but I have scouted this area and I got a tree marked. It works out good for this wind. I got one other guy in the parking lot here, so hopefully he's not back in that area. But there's only one way to find out. Last night I hunted a swamp and I did not see anything last night. However, I did manage to lose my Leatherman, so that's pretty cool. Cattails must have caught the hook and sucked it out of my pocket on me. So I'm out 170 bucks on that deal. Expensive night not to see any deer. And I am at one of the most heavily hunted pieces of property that I hunt. The way this lays out is it's a chunk of woods up against a swamp, a large swamp, and I'm going to be setting up right on the edge, trying to catch the deer coming off the swamp. As expected tonight, I did not see anything. It was kind of a Hail Mary, but what you gonna do? I kind of hate this time of year, this early season. I obviously still hunt every day, but battling through all the greenery and stuff is just not fun to me. I'm heading back into a spot where I found a really big shed this year scouting. And I'm going to set up kind of close to where I found it, I think. It's kind of an interesting bedding point. I got a good wind for it. Wind's out of the east. Them woods are absolutely loaded with acorns. There's acorns on the ground everywhere. So a deer doesn't have to travel for its food. So, you know, chances are they just got up and started eating where they were, and there wasn't really any real movement. So I was kind of hoping to get lucky, but didn't see anything tonight. Just squirrels and chipmunks. So I ended up in this area today because I had to go to Lululemon to get some pants for a stupid wedding that I didn't want to be in. But yeah, so I just picked this piece of public because it was the closest to where I had to go, where I could make it out still this afternoon. I have been out here once before, and the one other time that I hunted where I'm going, I did not see anything. Oh yeah, just filled up both boots. Whew. That water's kind of cold. Damn it. Hunts like this one are exactly why I keep dry socks in all my door panels. Because it's nice to have dry feet for the drive home at least. Oh. So, I had a doe slip in behind me. About a half an hour later or so, I filmed that little buck that was out in that willow brush. he was better than that. So I set up. He was between 50 and 60 yards away, and from where I set up the stand. So I'm pretty proud of myself on that I was able to get set up without blowing him out of there. I just got up to Adams County, staying at my buddy Kenny's trailer again. There will be no Shenanigans up in Chippewa this weekend. She's got the flu, and I am not trying to get sick during hunting season, so I'll be staying clear of that. She called me on the phone the other night. I took extra vitamins afterwards. You can't be too safe. So I'm just walking in. It's September 29th, and we got a fresh rub right here. You can even see the tracks standing right there. So that's kind of cool. The bucks are starting to get a little bit active. I'm heading into an area that is in between where I was hunting off the ground last week and where I fell out of the tree earlier this week. It's up along a swamp edge that looks like it's got some bedding in it. All right, so we got time for a quick Walter story before I head out to the woods here. So in the last one, I kind of sounded like I was a pretty good dude. So here's one where I don't. I guess a little setup to the story is the summer that I turned 16, me and my dad went out to South Dakota and I picked up a couple trucks. I picked up a 1979 Dodge Power Wagon with the 360 4-speed manual 4x4, pretty sweet truck. And then I picked up another truck. It was a 1981 that had a clean body that I bought for parts. So later on that summer, we were at Scooter's shop. Scooter is my dad's best friend. He's kind of like an uncle to me. I've known him my whole life, and he watches all these videos. So hey, Scooter. So we were working out in his shop, tearing down that 81 truck that I had. I was selling all the parts off of it. And me and some buddies, I think it was me, Walter, Chad, and Jeff, if I remember correctly. You gotta remember, this story is almost 20 years old. So we're in the shop one night, we're tearing this truck all apart and drinking all of Scott's beer and stuff. And we didn't get the motor pulled. So my buddies, I believe it was Chad and Jeff, they're like, we'll skip school tomorrow. We'll come out here and finish tearing this down. Well, I had to go to school. I think Walter went to school too that day and the following day. So while I was at school, Scooter had to get something from his shop. He comes into his shop and Jeff and Chad are pulling this engine out, drinking Scott's beer, skipping school. And put it this way, Scooter was not happy about it. To make a short story shorter, I got kicked out of the shop. He took my keys. And I had to get all my shit out of there. So it was like later that week or whatever, me and Walter go, the engine was out of it now. So all this truck was just a frame with a cab on it. I think the doors were still on the cab. I don't remember. But it's just bare. Axle, it was a rolling chassis. No transmission, no drive shafts, nothing. The brakes were still hooked up. So I hook onto it with my 97. Walter used to call it the purple truck. It was midnight blue, and he used to always call it the purple truck. He knew it pissed me off when he did it. That truck did not look purple at any light. But anyhow, so I'm in the purple truck. And I'm pulling Walter down the road. with a chain, and he's driving this cab on a frame down the road to my grandpa's house. It was like a little over a half a mile down the road, where I live now, actually. So I'm pulling, and all of a sudden I feel the truck kind of like bogging down a little bit. And I look in the mirror, and Walter's back there just smiling ear to ear, holding the steering wheel. He's got the brakes locked up, and he's doing not a burnout, but making me drag the truck down the road, so it's leaving these double skid marks down the road. So I get to the stop sign. I'm like, all right, you want to fuck around? Let's fuck around. So I let off the brake, let the truck roll back a little bit. I'm pulling with a chain, not a strap, so there's no stretch. I'm like, fuck it. Put her in granny gear, pop the clutch, went, boom! Hit the next gear, boom! Hit the next gear, boom! Got her in the fourth. I'm doing like 50 miles an hour. Walter's in there just like hanging on for dear life. We get to my grandparents' house where I live now, and pull up into the driveway, and I get out of the truck, and Walter's just sitting there like this, just rubbing his head. And I walk back there. It looked like somebody took a watermelon and threw it through the back window of the truck. It was a non-sliders. It was a solid glass window. His head slammed through that window so hard it busted a big hole in it. He was bleeding, not too bad, but it was pretty funny. I'll never forget that. Just the big dome print, the glass back there, and just holding his head.